So I typically wake up in fits and starts. It doesn't tend to be like a. It's more of a gradual process, I'd say. It does tend to be a case of snoozing my alarm anywhere from twice to, well, upwards of an hour. I think is probably my maximum before I eventually realise I need to get up. It does very much tend to be a gradual process. I don't know whether that's an issue, so much as I'm just not a big fan of transitioning from sleeping to being awake. Typically, there's an alarm involved, though. Like most of us, I have places to be at certain times in the morning that isn't conducive to just sleeping straight through until I would naturally wake up. I think everyone is permanently sleep deprived, and I am no exception on that front. In terms of ideal wake up, I guess it would have to be during the summer. I was staying at my mum's house up in the attic, and the temperature was such that I could leave the windows open just a little bit, just to sort of keep the temperature level throughout the day. And I was off work as well, so there was no need to have an alarm set. I could just sleep straight through. From where I'm standing right now, I can't see much of the outside. If I were to open my blinds, all that I would see outside is a dark car park. Things that come naturally to me, I'm very good at computers. It sounds very broad, but I think my mind works in a similar way to the people who create both software and computer hardware. So, and I build computers for people. In terms of non-technical information, I'm quite good with, I guess, rhythms. I play drums, and being able to make up a rhythm on the fly for something isn't something I find particularly difficult. But I've noticed, at least with guitarists, their rhythms don't tend to be particularly on point a lot of the time. I don't know whether that's because they have a more melodic understanding of music and it doesn't come from a rhythm perspective. I struggle conversely with melody. Starting things is not easy. So not doing anything, that's probably the thing that comes most easy to me. Dawdling or idling. So I find that very easy. I find it very easy to stray off task. I don't have much time for small talk, I suppose. It's kind of talk that provides you with no information or no entertainment value. Remarking on things like the weather. As far as places in society goes, there's definitely better ones. The luck I have is that I'm still quite young and still fairly capable of doing job-like things. Ideally, I'd be placed in society along with everyone else. I think it's very difficult to talk in terms of universals with people you know, well, unless you only know a particular type of person. I suppose everyone I know is alive. I think that's the only universal one I can find. I wish people would take more time to think about the things they like, where they compare those things and contrast them with things they don't like, or things that they nearly liked that were just missing a few important aspects. That kind of thing. I wish people would think about their preferences in more detail.
I wake up when Luke turns over and gets my attention somehow. Yeah, that's how I like to wake up. Otherwise it's an alarm. But out my window I see the tallest building in Western Europe, the Shard. I believe that's true. That could be a lie. I think it's true. There's a digger as well. A cement mixer, some trees, a big block of flats. A few big blocks of flats, actually. Before I leave the house, I make a PB&J sandwich usually, because I can't really afford to eat out for lunch every day, nor can I really afford any meat substitutes. So PB&J it is, but I have no qualms with that. I could talk about peanut butter all day. So I take my sandwich with me, I take my laptop, my notebook, a pen, headphones, water. I guess that's everything. My wallet, ID. I think it comes naturally to me to become disengaged from a situation. I think I'm just so tired all the time. Especially in the past few months, it's become very easy for me to just disengage and cut myself off from a situation when I'm just tired, which wasn't like me before I moved. I find it very easy to forget my privilege. I find it very easy to agree to things and then not follow through with them. And I don't have time for people who do that, and yet I do it. So in some ways I don't have time for my own behaviours. I'm working on them, but it takes time. I don't know where I place myself in society. I especially don't know where I'd like to be placed, because I don't think I yet have as much of a grasp on society as I might one day. So it's hard for me to, you know, see a big enough picture of the current situation, let alone imagine an ideal one. But right now I guess I'm kind of low down, but I'm privileged and I know that. And I just want to use that to help as many people as I can, to make it very clear the things that need to change and to try and influence that in some way. And I'm still figuring out how to do that in the most effective way, but I'll get there, I hope. I guess I don't have time for people who don't understand that the issues that I know are important. Maybe I don't have time for them, but I have time to try and educate people. Which sounds very entitled, maybe. But if that's the price you pay for doing what you know is right, then so be it. I really try not to be entitled to anything. I don't take anything for granted, I don't think. Everyone I know is absolutely knowledgeable about everything right and wrong of the world, and equally clueless about it. I wish people would care more. I wish people would take the time to think, to understand. I wish people would stop making rash judgments. I wish people would let other people get off the train before they try to get on.